Hey guys, it's me, Sophia, aka Professor Orchata, Baby Orchata, and I'm actually sick to my stomach. Um, on Valentine's Day, February 14th, this past Friday, the United States Department of Education and Office of Civil Rights sent out a letter called Dear Colleague, and the university I work at just put out a statement kind of referencing it and the approach that they're going to try and take, which is basically confusing and is scary because it's basically just saying we are in dark times confronting significant challenges and that we need to stick together. Let me read some of this letter, dear colleague. It says that in recent years, the American educational institutions have discriminated against students on the basis of race, including white and Asian students. Educational institutions have toxically indoctrinated students with false premises that the United States is built upon systemic and structural racism. So they're saying that that doesn't exist and that it's wrong that we've been saying that. Proponents of these discriminatory practices have attempted to further justify them, particularly during the last 4 years, under the banner of diversity, equity, and inclusion, smuggling racial stereotypes and explicit race consciousness into everyday training, programming, and discipline. They are saying the Department of Education will no longer tolerate the overt and covert racial discrimination that has become widespread in this nation's education system. They're saying it's illegal to have any DEI programs or provide any extra programs or aid or support or anything that's based on a type of DEI. So that could be first gen, which could literally include white people. I just don't know how we got to a point where, I do. It's just genuinely terrifying that programs that were designed to we know what happens when we don't give space for, there's still so many PWIs, predominantly white institutions, and this is meant to try and even the playing field, and then now it's being called discriminatory and racist by doing that, and that we're not allowed to do that anymore. I really don't know what working in a university is going to look like the next couple of years. Here it is. It is from ed.gov. This is literally coming from the United States Department of Education and Office of Civil Rights. Here you go. It's a bunch of craziness. And at the end, it's signed by the Acting Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights, Craig Trainer. So, yep. And then here, they have a place where if you believe you've been unlawfully discriminated, you can file a complaint. So great. And they are saying that getting rid of DEI, their last sentence, is providing our nation's students with an educational environment that is free of race, color, or national origin discrimination.
They want us to be in a constant state of shock. And do I want to continue to base my content off of this administration? No. But as a Black woman who cares about others, everything keeps impacting me and my homies. And it's really frustrating. So, this Dear Colleague letter was released by the department, formerly known as the Department of Education. That's what I'm calling it. And it was released on Friday, February 14th, which I'm always already iffy about any politician agency that releases information, critical information over the weekend. Our My current governor has a habit of doing that too. And it's pretty much hinging on that. I believe it was 2023. I don't have all my notes with me, but the students for fair admissions versus Harvard, right? But this is going even deeper into the admission policy, but warning schools that receive federal funding against any race based, race conscious programming, support. So it kind of spans across just just more so of admissions. And I'll just talk about me personally. Currently, I am a home scholar, which is a fellowship program for students from underrepresented backgrounds that are in grad school, master's or PhD, doctoral, EDD level. And it's under the AACTE. We have our conference this week. It's been a wonderful program. It has helped me a lot in learning academia, especially at an R1 institution. And even though I'm in my last semester of being in the program, I will. It needs to continue for those who come after me. Also, I graduate this semester, and my university has multiple ceremonies for students from underrepresented backgrounds. And so now I'm like, are we not going to have those ceremonies? And of course, they do the grandiose ceremony for the whole university, but having like the Dania Kente cloth or the lavender ceremony for LGBTQ plus students are still very important in having those spaces where those students can freely celebrate their achievements. So, and it's just a lot.